Hey guys, welcome back to Woods Tree Farm. I'm Phil, and today we are wrapping up our spring planting. We are putting in the ground some Leland cypress, and we found that these trees do really well for us, and probably going to end up planting a lot more of these in the future. But I have another 100 here today. This is my first time ordering from this supplier, and these will be, I believe, the most expensive trees that we've ever purchased to put in the ground. So stick around, I'll give you all the details. So 2 years ago we got our first Leland cypress here, and those were pretty big transplants. I think upwards of 24 to 30 inches, some of them, and they all took really well. We've had very few losses except for what the deer have rubbed, but as far as environmental losses, we've had very few. And now the tallest trees out there of that first batch are upwards of 5.5 feet. So we will very soon have some sellable trees of the Leland cypress variety. All the other trees that we have in the field, the biggest ones are around 3.5 feet tall, and those were some of the first ones that we put in over 3 years ago. So by comparison, the Leland cypress are extremely fast growing. What we have today are quart-sized plants from Liner Source. There's all of their information right there. And after the box is open, you can see all of the plants in here. I've got 30 plants per box. They've got these quart-sized containers, and they do have soil in those containers, which makes these more expensive to ship because that's a lot more weight. But you can see these plants are looking pretty good. And you can see this plant just as a representative here. 16 inches is where the top folded over, and you stretch that top all the way up and it's just to about 20 inches. So a good healthy looking plant there. Now, a couple things I need to do to get these ready for the ground is we do like to do a basal prune on these to take off all of these lower limbs up to about 6 inches or so. So I'm going to do that now on a handful of trees, and then I'll show you how you put them in the ground. I'm just going to take my shears and snip all these off. So the tree's all trimmed up, it's ready to get into the ground, and we're just gonna open it up. If it has a lot of roots, break it up just a little bit, put it in, and get some of this backfill. And our soil's kind of got a lot of clay in it, so when it's clumpy, I like to break it up, put it all in there. And that's it. For spacing, we're doing 8 by 6, so our rows are 8 feet apart and the trees are about 6 feet apart along those rows. And for layout, I'm just using a 2 by 4, and I can just lay the 2 by 4 down from the row previous, and that'll set my 8-foot spacing. I mark the space with my hand, and then dig the hole, and I just line it up, just kind of eyeball it with the other rows. And I can see that my trees in this direction are all in line with each other. And this is just an extension here from what we did last year with the Carolina Sapphires here. And you can see all those with the PVC stakes in the ground. Probably going to have to end up staking a lot of these trees as well. And I've found that it just it really helps the trees grow upright, and we can kind of constantly keep new growth tied to their stakes as they grow. So that's what I've been doing, and I think it's working out pretty good because the layout is looking pretty clean so far. So I said these trees are probably the most expensive trees we have ever bought. And it's not that the tree itself is super expensive. They cost $2.75 a piece. It was the shipping that drove the cost up considerably. So with the soil in these containers, it increases the weight dramatically. These had to be shipped on a pallet via freight, and that drove the per unit cost up just over $4, about $4.03 per tree. And like I said, we haven't spent near that on any of our previous years' seedlings. So hopefully these do really well for us. My experience is that Lelands will do well, and I'm perfectly fine spending that kind of money on a transplant if we can get a marketable tree in 3 years, which we should be able to do. And if these have a really good success rate, then this should be plenty profitable for us. Unfortunately, it's been a pretty dry spring around here, and a lot of the trees that we planted this spring are already showing signs that they're not going to make it through their transplant. So for example, we have these taller Austrian pines over here, and you can probably see quite a few of them are already brown. And we'll let them sit, and hopefully some of them, a lot of them will pull through, but I have a feeling that many of them won't. We have not had a lot of rain, and we did not come back through and water these trees by hand because we were just hoping we'd get some rain, and we just never got back around to it. So we probably could have had better survival if we hand watered all those plants after they went in, but that's what we're dealing with. So I think that means for the fall, I'm gonna have to double down and do an extra large planting this upcoming fall. We'll probably get some more pines, some white pines in particular, and we'll probably get some more Leyland cypress as well. I think I'm gonna try to get some Carolina sapphires as well. So Liner Source that I ordered these from did not have any Carolina sapphires ready to ship right now, but I did get an order in to hopefully reserve some for a fall planting. So that is in the plan for this upcoming fall. If you got any questions about planting Christmas trees, growing Christmas trees, sources for Christmas tree seedlings, or any of that kind of stuff, you leave those in the comments and I will help you out any way that I can. So until next time, hope you guys have a good one. I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.